So today I'm going to be showing you my feel good lose weight combo. Introducing some nootropics, some new kind of compounds out there that could help with mood, energy, cognitive reasoning, making good choices, stuff like that. Plus, it tastes so freaking gross that you have to kind of combine it with something somewhat stronger than that. So I combine it with my collagen colon cleansing smoothie every morning. An amazing combo. So I'm going to share that with you today. With most nootropics, the pronunciation of these compounds are like, it's like pulling teeth, and I'm legendary for mispronouncing things. Can you imagine? I have a bachelor's degree. I know, not in English. Centrophenoxine powder. You know, like, you cannot ever play a speed game with these words because, you know, centrophenoxine. Centrophenoxine powder is a nootropic that I have been studying recently. When it comes to things that are not FDA approved and for
research purposes only,
you have to really do some digging to find some legit good feedback about something like this. People give their testimonies, their reviews, which is great. That's what Reddit's for, and I love it for that. A lot of times people will leave reviews for the product listing itself. So you go down in the comment section where the reviews are on the product listing and you read what people are saying. So those are helpful. But at the same time, you get a combination of a demographics of people. So you get ones that are just looking for a recreational alternative or addition to their apothecary of mind shit. Or you get some legit people like me that are really interested in all these like different things out there that could help without having to resort to prescriptions and just giving more money to big pharma, but yet relying on nature. A lot of these chemicals are found in things that you would never have guessed, right? There's one that's found in dark chocolate, and it literally helps, you know, give you that natural mood boost, which is insane. I think I did a video on that one, which you never would have, you know, guessed, right? And you could buy that on Amazon, and it's the chemical that's found in dark chocolate. And when you eat dark chocolate, it makes you feel good or, you know, happy. It's weird. You would think it's a placebo. Au contraire, it's not a placebo. It's actually a natural chemical that's in the dark chocolate. A lot of people are surprised to learn that it's actually a natural thing. It's a natural compound. Usually when you hear the word chemical, you immediately want to think man-made, but no, it's actually not always the case. A nootropic is a chemical, and these chemicals are typically natural, or they can be synthetic. You can make a synthetic version of marijuana, so really it's here nor there. And it typically is focused on your neurotransmitter. I try to always get the natural ones and not the synthetic, but sometimes they make a synthetic version of the natural thing if it's hard to come by, or it's just really rare to get the original natural version of a compound. Then you would rely on a synthetic version. It's not always a bad thing. Like for marijuana, for example, it's a very obvious difference. So sometimes synthetic version is not always the greatest option. Another misconception is that it's, you know, you could damage your brain by taking something that is natural and just forcing more into your system than what you naturally would produce or what would naturally enter it based on your diet. Well, yes and no. Just like alcohol, you could do too much of alcohol and it would cause damage. You could take too much ibuprofen and cause good damage. So it really, that is not a legit argument, and I use that often. Or rather, people use that often in my research when I talk about natural things like kratom, CBD, marijuana. They want to always argue, okay, well, people die, they abuse it, it's bad for you. No, it means the person has a bad addiction. The thing is not bad. The person is just misusing it. So you don't demonize something just because you have a weak, you know, personality or an addictive personality, right? Either way you look at it, you end up risking the fact that you're going to offend somebody in today's day and age, which honestly, if you know me and my channel, I don't give a shit. A lot of the nootropics that I like are simply focused on cognitive enhancement and just that mental focus. And that is centered also on mood, energy, brain, you know, memory and all that stuff. So when you want to feel good, it's all centered up here. And literally our brain controls a lot of how we feel, think. It's a center hub in a sense. So you want to care for that. You definitely don't want to overdo it. And so watch this video with caution and maturity and do your own research while I begin to talk about this compound. If you were to research this centrophenoxine, you would see it listed as a vitamin, supplement, a natural or synthetic version of a natural compound. Now, what it's known for helping is with your cognitive reasoning and helping you with memory and learning and remembering what you're learning, which is really important, especially as you get older and deal with memory loss or have COVID brain, which is a real thing. It has potential in memory boosting abilities, which is a big need, especially for me. I have a disease and I've had to take some nerve numbing medication from our trusted doctors, and it did some massive damage. So forgive me while I doubt Big Pharma a little bit. Usually the people like that come from experience on a really bad negative experience with said trusted medical people. And I'm not against it. You need them. I've had surgery thanks to brilliant doctors, but you also need to be smart and know your body and know that they can't, and they acknowledge that they don't know you. They just know what they're seeing in you. But it could be interpreted differently based on our own body and cells and our reaction and our mind. So it's really important to just not just trust what you hear. I took what I was told to take and it did some like irreversible damage. And so I have like memory patches in my past that I just can't remember. And it's weird. And it's because of that medication. So any way that I could find something that will help with memory and kind of keeping memory or any cognitive benefit, I will latch on to, because that's something personally that I feel would be very helpful if it worked. Now, of course, with these things, there's not much research because it's a chemical compound, a nootropic, and a lot of people, especially pharma, don't want to put too much emphasis out on things that they cannot lock down from the public. Now, if it's something that you can only get as a prescription, then they will brag up the yin yang about it. Have you noticed that? But if it's something you can get anywhere and everywhere, they're always going to caution you. Like, no, not much research. We don't actually want to do much research unless it's in our hands and we can control if you get it or not. But anything that's kind of out there and available, they're like, yeah.
So if you research this, the ratings are kind of laughable. Evidence, they give it like a 2 out of 4. Potential, a 2 out of 5. Safety, a 2. Everything's like a 1 or 2 out of 5. It's interesting. So you kind of browse through the bullshit and you get to the comments where people actually share what they think about it, which is the most useful part.
These are the top 3 benefits you need to know about this nootropic and consider if this would be the right thing for you to try as well. The very first thing is it is known to help your cognitive memory functioning. It helps you retain memories as they're happening so you can remember them clearer later. It helps just give you that clarity and focus at the time, which is really helpful. And it helps you put together things quicker. If you've had a slow brain, that can be so frustrating, and like you're slow to think of the word, right? It helps with that. So all around memory benefiting, that would be the first thing it does that I noticed off the bat when I first started taking it. The second thing it's known to help with is energy. It gets the blood flowing, the oxygen going throughout your body. So it's all started up here, but the rest of your body reacts well to it if it's a good functioning chemical. So you get to feel more energetic, the desire to do things. So obviously that has to start up here to get your body moving. And so that kind of produces the energy. And it gets you in that good mental state, which brings me to the third thing, is it helps with your beauty and aging and wrinkles, believe it or not. I had to do a little bit more research on that one, and I had to take it a little bit longer to really be able to justify or legitimately agree that this might be a legit benefit from this compound. Now, the main thing when it said it helps with aging is it reduces the lipofuscin. Doesn't it sound like liposuction? Kind of funny. So anyway, that's a legit thing that's in it's a chemical in our brain. It reduces that in the brain, which apparently is a cellular waste product that accumulates in the cells as we age. And it's the same waste product that causes like brown spots on your skin. Brown liver spots is another word for it. So this is apparently something that helps eliminate nearly half of the accumulation of this in about 8 weeks was the estimated time frame. So hello, let me jump on board here, because as I age, I be getting all these dark spots and I freaking hate it, because none of the over-the-counter, which this is over-the-counter too, none of the lotions or serums really do that well. Like, I've been taking lotions and serums and rubbing them on my face for years for a certain dark spot, like it's right up here. And I'm gonna probably do a before and after once I really can obviously tell if this thing works. It's not been budging. I wear SPF sunscreen all the time. Whatever, it's just nothing. So if this is what it says to do in 8 weeks, I've not been trying this for 8 weeks. So once I get to the 8 weeks mark, I'll be doing a before and after, probably a short. I don't think it'll be like a full video worthy thing. So all in all, with the brain energy, mood boosting, kind of motivational desire to do things, and aging benefits, I would say this is a fine addition to your apothecary of natural compounds or natural products from Earth. And I would highly recommend you at least give it a shot. Again, do some Googling. It's out there. It's available by some companies. I'm obviously not getting paid or told to talk about any companies. I ain't gonna be dropping any names. I think you can go do some nice Google search and find out for yourself. But it's out there for now. So FYI, don't talk too highly of it. But you know, Big Pharma, they'll just latch on once they see something working that's kind of available to the public. All right, thanks for watching. Come back and I'll see you in the next video.